Remember, I told you this isn't about rules. This isn't black and white, right? This isn't um, hard and fast. The idea is that you have to find out if what I'm showing you here is working for you. You're going to start this, you're going to use this, and then you have to decide, is it working? And it's never going to work perfectly. Just doesn't, because you're unique. That's not the way it works. The human metabolism does not just say, oh, you have Jade's 4S protocol. Now I'm just going to respond automatically forever and ever, and you're going to automatically lose weight. That is not the way it works. I wish it was the way it works, but we all know that is not the way it works, because now you're going to put and make these changes, and your metabolism is going to respond. How do you know if it's responding the correct way? Well, here is what the female metabolism starts to look like, and I don't mean size here, I mean apple shape. Okay, even though it says pear here, the female metabolism at menopause starts to get more of an apple shape. Okay, now what happens is when you lose weight, do you go into, sort of a pear or a smaller apple shape, or do you move into an hourglass shape? This shape here is what estrogen and progesterone will give a younger woman, right? And so what we're trying to do is we're trying to take the menopausal metabolism, use what you've just learned, and get back to this or keep this shape as much as possible. So in order to do that, you don't want to step on the scale and be like, Jade, I followed the 4S protocol and I'm not losing weight. Well, because guess what? Hopefully you're maintaining a muscle too. You may not lose that much weight, but you should be losing inches in all the right places. How do you determine if that's the case? Well, online at metaboliceffect.com, we have a shape calculator you can use for free. metaboliceffect.com/me-shape-calculator. This calculator will help you. You put in your weight and you put in some circumference measurements. And if you're in the UK, it has both metric and standard, right? And what it will do is it will tell you what your current shape is. Your current shape, what it is. Is it more an apple still, more of a pear, or are you more in that hourglass state? Here's what an hourglass shape looks like. An hourglass shape is a waist to chest ratio between 0.6 and zero point 0.9, with 0.7 being optimal, and a waist to hip ratio between 0.6 and zero point 0.9, with 0.7 being optimal. Roughly equivalent. If you're an hourglass shape, that means this area here will be 0.7 compared to the waist, and this area here will also be 0.7 compared to the waist. See how symmetrical that is? You want to get as close to that as you can, or keep that, because that is the hallmark of a healthy, attractive woman. Research has shown not only are men and women who are attracted to women more attracted to this shape on a woman, but it's actually the healthier and healthiest shape. We oftentimes hear about apples and pears being more healthy than apple, but hourglass is the healthiest. So you want to make sure that you're heading in the right direction. So let's say you start this program, right, that I'm giving you, this guideline, and you start out, and right now you should go ahead and get your measurements done so you know where you are. And you start out, and your waist to chest ratio is, let's say, 0.8, right? 0.8. And your waist to hip ratio is about 0.8, right? And then you measure the following week, and both those measures go up to 0.82. Are you heading in the right direction or not? No, you're not, right? Because you should be heading towards zero point 0.7. You should be heading towards zero point 0.7. So those should have gone down. Okay. Now let's say you tell me, well, Jade, I am already at zero point 0.7 and zero point 0.7, or roughly that. And by the way, you won't get completely symmetrical. If you were, you probably already are in the modeling world or something like that. I mean, the Victoria's Secret models and people like that have these perfect proportions. Not everybody is perfect, but you want as close to that as you can get. Let's say you're perfect, right? You're 0.7 and 0.7, but you're also overweight. Well, then, as you lose weight, you want this ratio to stay as close to that as possible as you lose weight. Does that make sense? Raise your hand for me if that makes sense. This is how you tell that you're heading in the right direction. Not just weight, not just body composition, but how your body is looking, and this hourglass shape tells you. And now you have two things that tell you if you're doing the right thing. If your heck, hunger, energy, and cravings is in check, you know that your metabolism and hormones are balanced. And if your shape change is changing in the right direction, you know you've achieved what you set out to achieve. And all you need to do is continue doing exactly what you're doing. If that is not the case, then you're going to need to change things up. You're going to need to adjust your exercise. You're going to need to perhaps add some more rest and recovery activities. You're going to need to tweak your carbohydrate intake up or down. You're going to need to make adjustments.